What do you mean?
It's a scam.
It's a scam. But that technically as an LLC, you got to have real posted office hours somewhere. All these things they thought they would have told you. Or it's probably in the 48 page.
Told
I don't know. The person who is setting this up. I don't know.
Your business is required by federal law to post a current compliant labor law poster in the workplace. Federal law requires that this poster be placed on the property of the business, whether you have one employee or 1,000. And then it cites what law it is and said it's up to $7,000.
That's if somebody comes
for
by.
failure to post.
So somebody theoretically, you'd be fined if somebody were to come and knock at your house front door and check in your den to see if you had that poster.
Yes. This is from the...
Seems unlikely.
The labor law compliance notice.
All right, well, all these fun new things that you'll get to figure out now that you're a woman-owned business.
Mm-hmm. Minimum wage is now $9.30. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm constantly trying to figure out why Poundcake's broke all the time. Listen, nobody's getting rich on that, but it was like $3.75.
When did that go up?
That's what this says.
That's what it's been.
$9.30.
No way. I don't even know what. I need to check my hourly wage because I don't know.
You didn't know what minimum wage was? You don't know how much money you're making?
No, I know, like, on this show, I've been making the same consistently. Obviously, I haven't really gotten a raise for this show.
Ask for a
Well, no,
raise.
minimum wage means that's the least they can pay you.
I understand that, but when I started, it was like $8.25 or $8.50 or something like that. So I don't know.
You don't ever look at your pay stubs?
No, because it's all done digitally. I know what goes into my account.
Right, but you can see what the hourly is.
Well, I'm going to do that now.
Yeah. Not right now, but.
No, he's going to do it right now.
I mean,
He was going to do it right now.
No, listen to him.
During the show. He's like, I'll do it right now. Oh, really? When we're sitting here doing a segment? Right? That's what you were going to do.
No, I'm going to answer some.
He already is.
I'm going to answer some phone. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Nancy. Oh, hey. Minimum wage. That's how much. By the way, you need to have your day made. I thought this was clickbait or fake or whatever, but I'm going to take it at face value, if you'll pardon the pun. If you haven't seen the story that Miss Argentina and Miss Puerto Rico are married now, it's going to make your day.
To each other?
Oh, my God. To each other. These two met in the Miss Grand International competition in 2020. Mariana Varela, Miss Argentina, and Fabiola Valentin, Miss Puerto Rico, revealed this week that they have recently gotten married. These are two of the hottest women you will ever see in your life.
Puerto Rico.
And they are...
We love Puerto Rico.
We do love Puerto Rico. And these two are now married. Miss Argentina is 26, and Miss Puerto Rico is 22.
Ooh.
Both international models. The one actually won Miss Universe Argentina in 2019, and they both work for campaigns that combat gender-based violence, and they're both super foxy. They said they've been dating secretly for a while, but that they'd recently gotten married. Now, again, this could be fake. I don't want it to be fake. I want love to bloom. You know, same-sex marriage legal in Puerto Rico for a few years. It's been legal in Argentina for about 15 years. And these two gorgeous women are now betrothed to each other.
Good for them.
Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico.
So uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's winded. And, of course, Miss Argentina, we love, too. Of course, you're going to want to watch this. This is just audio. And who knows what the hell they're singing about. But they have photos of their wedding bands. And of course, rose petals on a bed in the shape of a heart.
Aww.
So it's got to be legit. And their names, their initials, carved into the sand on the beach. So it has to be. Now, why is marry me in English?
I don't know.
Anyway.
The cutest way to ask someone.
Is that what it is? In English? En anglais? All right. Mary should not be stressing out over a damn poster. Every
I'm
truck
not
driver that
stressing
owns his own truck has an LLC.
Right. I'm not stressing out. That was one of the first things they sent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm not
you
gonna
don't.
buy this.
They say whether you have 1 employee or 1,000, you don't have any employees. You're the owner.
Right.
You don't even have 1 employee.
Not yet, no. Although I've been reading articles saying that I should make myself an employee and pay myself. That I don't know how to do yet.
Pay yourself so you can write it off at some point.
It's some kind of a loophole like that.
Yeah, this
where
is
you make yourself an employee.
People do LLCs for all the tax loopholes.
Yes.
It's one big tax scam.
I don't know that it's for
Not a
my
scam,
purposes.
but
It's
I
not
mean-
a scam. I just want
Not
to
a
be able
scam,
to
but
keep it
it's-
all straight.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a few people reached out to me. They're like, "Oh, make sure you make yourself an employee, so that way you can give yourself a salary every year." Or
Double
whatever.
dip. I think
Yeah.
that you should have an OSHA calendar so you can show how many days since your last workplace accident. That way, like if you
0. I opened it and spilled water on
yeah,
my papers
right.
today.
Let's say you trip in the kitchen.
Dang it!
It's an OSHA violation. Hello, Joe.
What's up?
I feel like we've been talking about this all day, and I've learned nothing about it.
Neither have I.
Go ahead,
I totally
Joe.
feel your pain. I feel your pain about that, Mary. So I got I also opened up an LLC this year, and first piece of mail I got was addressed to my business name. Was so excited, and then I got that thing saying that I had to pay, and I was like, for what? So I started asking my buddy. He's like, I don't know what that is, and it's a really clever scam to rip people off who don't know. And I got a second one in the mail. So in big black marker, I wrote an explicit word on it and sent it back to them in the self-post envelope, and they stopped sending it.
You're going to get so much business spam from here on out, too, in the mail, junk mail. And I mean, who would get fooled by that, really? Who thinks that they're working in their den and needs to put a poster up?
Or that you're going to
You
have
never
someone
know.
come visit and be like, let me see your workspace poster.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
It's not DCFS.
Right.
It obviously works because they're sending out to everyone that opens up a new LLC.
Yeah, I get it. There's a lot of dummies. Okay, thank you, Joe. Hello, Bill.
Hey, Al. Hate the show.
Thank you.
And my first comment is today's my actual birthday. So happy birthday to me. Hey. Dun, 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 dun. That being said, I'm still at work. The whole money-making scam of I own a business and blah, 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 and everything, you have to have this and that, and it's only $100 for this license and this and that. You spend so much money on these corporate things you need, and then there's no one to enforce it from the government. I mean, it's just, it's amazing the amount of money to try to even follow all the guidelines and stuff.
Right. Well, and I don't have
And
a storefront. It's not like I'm opening a brick and mortar business,
Well, yeah, Mary, that's what I'm telling you is, like, especially after COVID, everybody's having a business run out of their house.
Yeah.
And you have to have a corporate meeting, say you have 3 people.
Yeah, somebody
So,
texted
yeah,
me that
so
they're one person and they're required to hold annual board meetings
No,
because
I am
they
not.
happen in my mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Al, I hate to say, but me and my brother were partners, and here's our once a year corporate meeting. Hey, how's it going? Good. Mower's running all right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. What
There
do
you go. That's
kind of beer you want?
and you can write off that business lunch, Bill.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's a lot harder now, but like I said, it got so bad. It's so bad in America / with taxes. You have to hire an actual accountant lawyer to run your numbers to make sure you're okay, so you don't get fined. But then you're paying him a fortune to make sure that you don't get fined. It's insane. And like you said, Mary, you're one person. You
Right.
know.
Well, it got to the point
You'll live.
where I was so
Yep.
nervous doing my own taxes with everything being mixed together that I was like, I'm going to get audited and I'm going to go to jail because I can't prove any of the things I'm claiming. And this is what's going to happen. So this is a way to avoid that.
To go to jail, you have to show intent. Like, if they know that you're, like, screwing up and they're like, here, you want to do my receipts? Here, look at my receipts.
Not for financial crimes. I mean, a lot of them aren't even prosecuted anymore, but ignorance
But
Ignorance doesn't get you off things.
But
I also don't feel like
intent
I'm the
does.
guy they're going to be auditing. I feel like I don't make enough money for them to care.
Those are the people they audit because it's a
Why?
lot easier to audit.
They're not gonna go through the process of
It's why they don't audit people with billions of dollars and a team of lawyers. They get regular people because they can't fight anything.
But it
So they go,
costs-
oh, yeah, I got audited years ago. It was like a rectal exam.
I guess. Well,
And this
so
is
much
when I
money to
was making
prosecute you, though.
way less than I make now.
right. Well, the only, I mean, it's a good problem to have that I finally started making money with comedy. That's why I did this, so I can keep it straight. And if anybody sues me because of comedy for whatever reason, I can keep my assets, my private assets, like my curtains and my coffee table,
That's right.
out of that lawsuit.
You cannot take my coffee table and my curtains if I'm sued.
My $1,200 laptop.
That's where the limited liability comes in.
My
The
$1,700
line
camera?
ends. Yeah. This will
All
never
yours.
be this. You'll never have to worry about this, Poundcake.
Okay.
When we have Pound Cox Productions, I'll take care of all the stuff.
Say, so if I'm mad at someone, can I just be mad at like Mary Santora, the LLC, not Mary Santora, the person?
I guess.
I'm gonna cuss that person out, but I'm like, oh, not
Yes, if you want to be mad at a business,
But
Lots of
she
people
is
are
the
mad at
business.
businesses.
he's shaking his fist. Mary Santora LLC.
Damn you, Mary Santora comedy, you bitch. Not you, Mary. You're great.
No. You, the person. It's like mustard, the person, and mustard, the condiment. You know?
Mustard isn't a person.
Yeah. Mustard, the person.
Hey, listening to the show and heard you guys talking about buying a half cow, a whole cow. When we were young, we didn't have a lot of money, big family. We would buy a whole chicken, and they would cut it up for us, and then we'd put it in the freezer, and that'd last us almost a year sometimes. Gene from Parma. Hate the show.
Gene from Parma.
Gene from Parma. That we'd had a whole chicken in the freezer, and that would last us a year for our big family. Yeah, a whole chicken. Well, it looks like Taylor Swift is playing everywhere in the Midwest except Cleveland, Ohio.
Damn that bitch.
For people who are
You
fans
don't
of
even like her.
That was
Taylor
the LLC.
Swift.
It wasn't her.
Poundcake LLC was, yeah.
That was the LLC coming out of me.
Yeah. She's playing, she's going on the Eras tour, and people are beside themselves with excitement. She's playing Chicago, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
Literally everywhere.
Yes.
Not Columbus, though.
2 nights at Soldier Field. It's all baseball stadiums. This is next year, by the way. And she's got a rotating cast of openers. Got some good openers. A bunch of them I haven't heard of, but the other half I have, and they're all good. So yeah, if you're a Swiftie, you'll have to get out there and check her out that way. That is Taylor Swift featuring Terry the Goat. That's a collab that they did some years ago.
Banger, man. That is my favorite. That's probably my favorite song by her. That's a banger.
It's an old song now. It sounds like 10 years old.
That's
isn't
the
it?
only one. But I remember that because we used to go to Bar Room and we used to listen to that song. We used to go to Bar Room Cleveland. Now it would be right down the street where the Chipotle is. But that was where we used to listen to when we got there. And I have always loved Taylor Swift. I was like, I didn't know Taylor Swift makes bangers like this. And she doesn't.
That new Anti-Hero, I've had that on repeat for a few days now.
I haven't heard any of the news.
I haven't heard any news.
Pretty good.
She's not really on my radar.
Well,
I
the
fully
chorus
respect
of it-
what
That's the
she's
one where
doing.
she's
but I
I'm the
don't-
Yeah,
problem.
the chorus of it's going viral on TikTok because the chorus is it's like, hi, hey, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me. And so it's like she's admitting to all of her narcissism and like her body image issues and how like she ruins relationships and stuff. And then
But still slaying her ex-boyfriends because it was their fault that they
well,
did.
not in this song, no. So she's like,
I know, but all the other ones
Right.
are like, you shouldn't have dated me when I was so young. I didn't tell you what to do.
Right.
How is that my fault?
This one, it's like it's called Anti-Hero because the last line of the chorus is it must be exhausting always rooting for the anti-hero. And it's a really good song. Like I'm listening to it, I'm like, you know what? I am the problem. Let me get a little perspective here, Tay.
I mean,
You're
isn't she
right.
30 now?
And that's what
She's
you're going
my
to have to
age,
deal
yeah.
with once
Yeah,
you're
she's
you're
not-
old.
She's 33,
I mean,
32.
She's giving all these dudes a hard time for dating her when she was like 22, like it's their fault.
But you wanted women can make their own choices.
Well, they
They're
can't. That's my point.
independent.
That's my point.
I'm agreeing with
He
you.
didn't drag you into an alley and start dating you.
I'm gonna drag you into this alley
caveman?
and take you out on a date.
Yes, that's right. I'm going to grab you by the hair and pull you to dinner.
They were dating Taylor Swift, the LLC, and not Taylor Swift, the person. So now Taylor's pissed.
Well, maybe the first couple of guys didn't get the memo, but down the road, if you're still dating Taylor Swift and you don't know that things are going to go south.
How could
she writ all these awful songs about these guys. Now she figures out she's the problem. Oh, because we were all back here figuring that out a long time ago.
Why are you so mad? Did she write one about you?
Yes.
Why are you acting like this?
Because it didn't get released.
That would be a bummer if you're like I thought I really broke her heart. I thought this, and then it just ends up being just on the cutting room floor.
If you did it just for clout, and it didn't make the album, the label's like, nah, this one's not good. You know. Oh, come on, guys! I was really, really mean to her. I skipped her birthday party. Yeah, Gyllenhaal already did it. I tried some third input stuff. Nope, John Mayer. Come on. Who else did she date?
Did she date a Jonas brother?
She dated Harry Styles. She dated Joe
Jonas.
Yeah.
The only person she didn't date that she worked with was Ed Sheeran. He ain't want her.
Because he
didn't want her. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't want her.
He probably didn't want her.
Oh, guy looks like a little
Taylor
troll.
Lautner.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the Taylor.
He's a goofy-looking dude too.
Oh God, don't talk about Taylor like that.
Why?
And now he
looks like he took a cast iron pan to the face.
He has a thing with dating people with his own name because his wife's name is also Taylor Lautner.
Well, there are a lot of Taylors out there, so you probably.
Especially his age.
Yes.
Our age, I guess. I think.
But it's just so funny that he married out of all the women, he found another Taylor, and now he married her. And now how do you know who's the males for?
Pardon me.
How do you know?
That wasn't clear to you, Alan? You couldn't follow that?
Who is the mail for?
Who's the mails for's?
Like,
what?
When you get mail delivered to your house, how do you know if it's for you or your wife?
I bet he figures the Sephora junk mail is not for him.
Oh.
I mean, listen, that's how I know at Casa Cox. All of the Sephora mail is for me.
Right.
That's how we know. And, of course, we don't have the same name. Alan, I opened an LLC. Day one, got in trouble with HR for watching porn on the clock. Oops. Get it? Because it's his.
I get it.
He's the boss.
Yep. Yeah. Or she.
Or she. It could be
Girls
that, too.
watch porn, too.
Alan, I wanted to let you know I am a dirty, disheveled mess, just a completely disorganized person who's just trying his absolute best. And I definitely wear sweatpants in public. But let me tell you something. I would never, ever eat my own boogers that I absolutely pick. And these people are absolutely insane.
People are really going back to the well for the booger eating.
Because it's nasty.
It is. We both admitted it was
said
gross.
it's gross.
They didn't say otherwise.
We're gross.
Yeah.
We're not defending it. It was just a matter of Alan's like, what do you do with it? And Bill and I she's like, who's going to tell him? who's going to say it first?
And if you were watching the live stream, that's the moment. It's a good thing I had a light on my face here. Otherwise, all the color would have drained from my skin. It's good I was properly illuminated. I was thinking of Poundcake, too, on this big article on celebrity mortgages. You know, people think that they have tons and tons of money, and a lot of these people are rich on paper. And so when they buy these 8-figure houses, they have to take out massive loans on these houses, which begs the question, why would they do it? Because I guess they know more money's coming in. There's a lot of people who are rich. You know, they have a huge stock portfolio, but they're cash poor. Mm-hmm. You know, and cash is what funds your lifestyle. You don't buy a house with stock options. You know, it's like, you know, Elon Musk. He needs cash because he funded this Twitter fiasco with Tesla stock. So he really needs Twitter to make money or he's going to F up Tesla stock. So that's why there's always a grift in place. That's why he started at 20 and he's like 8. And he's going to get screwed with that because nobody's going to pay $8 for a blue check. Or actually, the people who have them now won't pay. But I was reading about like Beyonce and Jay-Z bought some like $85 million mansion in Bel Air, but they borrowed $60 million because you're not going to write a check for $88 million. I mean, it makes sense, but like we've talked about Drake's house before in Toronto, this massive, massive house. He took out a $53 million loan for a house.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm good for it. Y'all know it.
But
He's
they
like,
know he is. They're like, yeah,
right.
make sure.
We know.
You're just not liquid to the tune of $60 million.
Get out of here, Aubrey.
Yeah, but also, like, why buy a house that big? That
You don't
big?
need it. You really don't.
Because they don't just live there.
What do you mean they don't just live there?
It's not just them. It's for their entire entourage. Their people probably live with them too and live in security. Like, it's not just you living in no one needs a mansion. You have assistants that probably live with you.
Or it's just a flex.
True, but a lot of times they have live-in nannies. They have family members that live with them because their family members are a part of their LLC or their corporation.
Beyonce and Jay-Z have a $227,000 monthly mortgage.
That's insane.
On their Bel Air place. Drake pays $220 a month on his home. The Weeknd pays $203,000 monthly for his mansion. He took out a $48 million loan to buy his house.
Man, I don't care how much money you have. When you see that mortgage payment come out for $227,000,
Make you throw up.
You gotta be like, whew. Good thing write another song.
Yeah, but if you have an account with $30 million,
right? I
also,
know, but still, it's
like walking around money.
Do you remember the most money you've ever seen in your bank account?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
$1 million.
Yes, $1 million. It's what I see every 2 weeks.
Most I've ever seen in there one time was like $75.
You had $10,000 in your account.
I never had $10,000 in my account.
Oh,
but the money I saw in my account was from my student loans or my grant check or whatever. When my student loans hit, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is all my money," and it was like, "You got."
Yeah, but it has to go to things. Your student grant money.
This was what was left.
A refund.
This was what was left over after like my tuition was paid.
Oh, I
like,
see.
My dorm.
The leftover.
You get the grant.
What you're supposed to do is put that away and pay back your loans with it.
That's right.
But people like Cody and I bought Coach purses.
Well,
I'm not sure what he bought.
It's very few people who put it back into their loan. Most people spend it.
I got like a $700 refund check, and I'm like, ballin'. I'm gonna go get 4 different pairs of shoes I don't need.
I had to buy stuff for school. I put it back into my school one way or another. I didn't pay off my loans. I was like, get to it when I get to it.
Sure.
If I graduate.
If I graduate.
I didn't graduate.
Get degrees. I got to take a break here. If you want to get the last word in, shoot me a text, 35192. Corey Roddick Experience on the way at 6:30, and your next chance to grab $1,000 is coming with it to go fund yourself.
It's the Alan Cox Show. Everywhere.